welcome to another episode of the Lekker podcast. I hope that you will enjoy this episode. We have a few things to discuss in this episode. My finished objects, my current whips, what I have bought, which is not a lot, and then the giveaway, the knitting loops from Naughty Habit, and then the 2 patterns for the mystery knit along for Stephen West. And then I have an amazing prize to give away, which is also Stephen West related. So that's exciting. Anyway, if you have been following me and you are now rejoining me once again for this episode, thank you so much for coming back. And then if this is your first time, I really hope that you will enjoy this episode. My name is Jalene and I'm coming to you from Bloemfontein, which is in central South Africa. All right. I really want to say thank you to all of you that have made comments on my previous episodes and have given me likes and, just the engagement that is really, really appreciated and really enjoyable to read your comments. Okie dokie. So let's dive into finished objects. So I've been pushing certain things so that I can get to things that I want to knit starting with the summertime. But maybe before we do that, let me start about what I'm wearing, right? That I will be a very bad podcaster if I don't tell you what I'm wearing. So the wind just picked up here in Bloemfontein, and this morning it was really a nice day. But now with the wind, I'm just feeling a little bit chilly. So I have a tee under this top, and then I just threw this over. This is all the square stop. I will have all the details on the screen. I can't remember now the designer's name, but it will be on here on the screen. And then I have crocheted this. This is a crochet top. You will see it's big granny squares. So one at the front and one at the back, and then 4 smaller ones. And I've crocheted this with Kismet Yarns 50/50 yarn. So that is, if memory serves me well, it's a acrylic 50% and a cotton 50% yarn. And this is a deco weight yarn. All right, so that is what I'm wearing. I'm very proud of this. It's a nice in-between. I really can't have it on midsummer because it's too hot. But this is perfect for when the wind picked up and it's a little bit of, getting a little bit chilly. So perfect for those autumn, spring type of weather. All right. Okay, so let's start with the finished objects. The first finished object I have is my really shorty socks. So I have knitted this. Where can I put this? So these are my socks. You'll see I played with the 2 colors. This pattern is by Crazy Sock Lady. I used the vanilla sock pattern, and I really did. I was playing with this shorty socks. I'm going to start wearing it in the summertime. I want to have, this is my only merino pair that I'm going to knit for the summer, but I want to actually also play with cotton yarns. So I have a cotton yarn, opal, that I'm going to use for summer socks as well. But I did basically a 6-row knit 1, purl 1 rip, and then straight from there dived into the slip stitch heel flap. Did the heel turn and then continued the rest of the sock. So it's a cuff down sock pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady, and I've knitted this with leftovers from my Musselburgh. So you can basically have 200 grams of fingering weight yarn, do a Musselburgh beanie, which I love that pattern, and then still do socks. And I had a little bit of leftover as well, which will go into my scrappy projects. Is that the word? All right, so that is the 2 socks, and I used the yarn from Naughty Habit, Speckled Clusters. It's a fingering weight yarn with 25% nylon and 75% merino. Right, and yeah, as you can see, this yarn is awesome. It creates this beautiful speckled fabric, which is just gorgeous. I have also downsized my needle. So I love to work with 9-inch circular needles, so the small circumference needles, circumference needles. And when I'm doing my heel flap, then I like to use DPNs, 2 DPNs to do the heel flap and heel turn. And then I pick up, when I get to the gusset, on the 9-inch circular again. I have now for a very long time knitted socks with my 2.5 millimeter 9-inch circulars, but I went down now a size to 2.25 millimeters, and I want to see how that fits my foot. Not that the others is problematic. I'm just playing around with the sizing. So that's the first finished object, and in fact I actually have another finished object which is also socks, which is my new design, which is done, but I'm going to knit another pair, write up the pattern properly, and then I will expose and show you the pattern. I'm really excited about that one. So that's actually my second finished object, and then the last finished object is my knitted knockers. So let me show you that. So this is, we all know that October month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I got this Anna Patat, which is a yarn and crochet shop in Parijs, here in the Free State. It's a boutique yarn shop. It's really an amazing shop. If you haven't gone there and you're in South Africa and you're close by Northwest or Free State or even Joburg, Gauteng area, you will not be sad. You will enjoy that shop a lot. So she sent me this kit. So Anna, thank you so much for the kit. I'm going to send the knitted knockers back to her because she's running a project with the knitted knockers. And you have the option of either knitting the knockers or crochet the knockers. So here is my knitted knockers. I am so impressed with how it came out, and I am feeling even more grateful that this will serve somebody that has been going through a mastectomy, cancer, breast cancer, and at least this can assist in a small way. So what I like about this, so let me just show you. This was the yarn that I used, or that came into the kit. So it's knitted knockers for cancer here in South Africa, and the yarn that is used here is a cotton DK yarn. It's an 8-ply yarn from Colorspan. It comes with the yarn, with the kit. So you don't necessarily want to use, yarns like acrylic yarn, which is not a natural fiber, because it can be uncomfortable next to the skin for the person that's going to wear the knitted knockers. So as far as possible, you want to have natural fibers like a cotton onto your skin when you had a mastectomy and all the bruises and the scars. So, and this is really soft and lovely. And then you also fill it up. The pattern is really well written with merino fiber. So you have merino fiber that you then place into the knitted knocker, and there's even a buttonhole that you create. I hope that you can see that when you knit the pattern, so that the person can take out the fiber, wash the knitted knocker, and then stuff it again, or maybe even like move it around, however comfortable it is for the wearer. And so this I will then now package up. I just had it now with me because I wanted to show you, and I will send it back to Anna Patat so that it can form part of her donations to the places that she's going to donate this knitted knockers to. So yeah, so that's my third finished object. I just want to quickly just put it into its bag before it gets dirty. I don't want it to get dirty. So there's different sizes that you can knit, and the pattern specifies all of that. Yeah, and I believe the crochet pattern will do that also. So that's all the finished objects. I think today is going to be a shorter episode. All right. I'm going to interrupt myself here. I have not tell you about how life has been. We just quickly went straight into things. Life has been great the past few weeks, although work has been hectic and really busy. I was telling my one colleague yesterday, it feels like I'm drowning and I'm not getting all the work done. But you know, I'm just trying to do one thing at a time and do it properly. So step by step, we're getting there. But sometimes it just feels overwhelming, right? So yeah, that's work. And then about 2 weeks back, I think it's not 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, I became just very sick with, I don't know if it's flu or I don't think it was COVID. Maybe it was COVID. I don't know. But I was really sick and my throat was on fire. It felt like it was extremely raw and I was coughing hectically. And so that Saturday, I started getting sick. Actually, that Monday, the Tuesday, I went to the doctor. I was booked off for the rest of the week. And even that weekend, I was still not fine. So unfortunately, I missed the event that Theresa Yarn Creations hosted at the end of August. I think it was the 27th of August here in Bloemfontein, where they had different types of crafters together. There was slow stitching, coloring for the children, you know, different crafts. It was just an amazing morning. I saw some pictures and videos and I was so sad that I missed out because I really wanted to attend that event and, you know, support my friends at Theresa Yarn Creations, and I was just not able to go. I was just so sick, and so that really made me sad. And yeah, and then I was just busy at work. But with that being said, Theresa Yarn Creations just announced that they are having an advent calendar, an advent yarn set. I'm so excited about that. Anyway, so that was just by the way. Yeah, so that was life. And so let's go into whips. All right. So I only have 3 whips. I think I said earlier too, but I didn't include my yarn, my spinning whip. All right, so my first, I don't have any crochet whips, and I'm all about, I just want to get summer tops done. I just want to do summertime knitting. So I have a few patterns in my queue that's waiting for me to be knitted up, but it's all summer related. And I just wanted to get to that. So when I'm doing wearables, I prefer these days to knit a top, for instance, rather than to crochet it. There's 2 reasons for it. The one is that it uses less yarn to knit a project. And the second one is it just feels lighter. It's lighter, obviously, because you're using less yarn. So therefore, in terms of, you know, economically, it makes more sense than to knit a project. But that's not to say you can't crochet, you know, a summer top. I mean, here I sit with a crochet top. But these days, that's my jam. That's what I like to do. So I have 2 tops that I'm busy with. The first one I'm housing in a bag that I got, or not got, with the passing of my mother. I claimed this bag. It's a bag that she was using as a handbag sometimes, you know, summertime, on the beach and so forth. So I thought, you know, if I can use some of her bags as project bags, that is just awesome, because that's special, right? So it's like a denim-like bag with embroidery on here. Yeah, it's just special. So every time I'm picking it up, I can think about my mom. All right, so this is housing the Rocket Tea from Tanner's Fiber Arts. And I'm so sorry about how crinkly this paper is. I'm using this pattern all the time. So it's the Rocket Tea by Tanner's Fiber Arts from Tanner's Lavely. I hope you can see it properly. Yeah, so I am loving this pattern. It calls for a fingering weight and then a mohair that you hold double. I am not doing the stripes as per the pattern. I'm just doing straight the pattern without the striping. All right, so I think mohair will be a little bit of overkill, especially in Bloemfontein in the summer, because it's extremely hot here during summer. I don't know if mohair is going to work for that, but I stand to be corrected. All right, so I'm knitting this on a 3.75 needle. I love my Knit Pro Symphony needles. It's easier for me than metal needles because otherwise I struggle with stitches sliding off the needles, and that's not really preferable for me. So this is the needles I'm using. And then the top, let me show you the top before we talk about the yarn. Where we go, there we go. So I have knitted past the neckline. I hope you can see properly. It's a V-neck top, which I thought will be more of a challenge for me as I've done a few raglans already. And I actually enjoyed knitting the top part because you knit that flat. So you're going normal knitting and then the back row pull stitches up until the V-neck is completed, and then you attach and then you start knitting in the round. So yes, this is how far I am. And then you will do a I-cord bind off on the sleeves, a I-cord bind off on the neck, which I'm contemplating maybe not to do. It depends, I'll see. And then also a I-cord bind off at the bottom, I think. I'm not sure. I think so, yes. But so the yarn I'm using, I actually still have one full cake, is Kismet Yarns Rainbow. And this is the yarn. So this is a 50% cotton and a 50% acrylic in a fingering weight. So you have 800 meters for this 200 gram cake. And yeah, so it's basically fingering weight. And I am just loving, people sometimes underestimate the beauty that this can create, either with shawls or now like what I did with the top. So I am loving the way that it just evolves. I am really, really loving it. I hope that you can see it nicely. And it feels amazing too. So I saw some other people that didn't do an I-cord for the neckline, which I think, yeah, you'll see it's just one, when you connect the two in the round here, a tail here. But I think it might work, and it also fits me. Yeah, so I'm loving this. I have to say that the pattern really kept me engaged when I was doing the part where you had to go back and forth. The moment I started joining in the round, that's a little bit less challenging. So it's now just knitting, which is great if you don't want to, think about stuff and you maybe just watching a movie. Then it's awesome. The one thing that I do like about this pattern is there's this great border or side pattern that you can do on the side of the top, and that actually still keeps me engaged. So halfway off the top you knit, 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 and then you get to the middle part under the arms, and then you have a little bit of, you know, a yarn over knit two together type of story. And no, I'm lying. It's actually a DDC, double decrease center, I think is the stitch name. I've never done that, so this is the first time I'm actually doing this type of stitch, which is a challenge for me. So, you know, at least I didn't have to knit all the way. When I get halfway on two spaces in the round, I have to do something which is a little bit engaging and nice to do. So I'm really enjoying to knit this top. I think I might be using this pattern yet again. And yeah, so this is what I'm doing. So don't underestimate a yarn like this. This yarn is exactly the same weight as a Scippius, wool, or a durable yarn cake, which is here in my stash. Let me show you. This is a durable color cake. This is exactly the same weight. This yarn and the Scippius yarn actually is a 1,000 meters. So I think it's 250 grams. But in terms of the weight of the yarn, it's exactly the same. I think it works out 4 meters per 1 gram for all of these yarns. All right, so that is my first warp. My second warp, let me just make sure no stitches are sliding off. That will be just sad. There we go. All right, my second project is another summer top, haha, and I'm housing it in my bag that I got as a gift from my friend in Cape Town. She hasn't started her business as of yet, but she made me this bags last year for my birthday, stitched, and it has and it has all this amazing Afrikaans saying words, you know, on the back, which is awesome. Like for instance, lapop, which is like a cloth doll. I don't know if I have the correct translation there, but Drakensberge, which is the Drakens Mountains, and yeah, it's a pretty bag. I love this bag. So this houses my Breezy V project. So this is the Breezy V project. So this pattern is by Dan Doe, Alexander, Yumiko Alexander, and it calls for 2 light fingering weight yarns that you held together to create a sport weight yarn. So I didn't really have that type of yarn, but I wanted to do something with my bamboo and cotton mixes. You know I love my bamboo and cotton mix yarns. The 50%. I have a stash down here, and I was diving into my stash and I wanted to use those for summer tops. So, and then that is a sport weight. I have a sport weight yarn, so I don't have to hold anything double. I just have to use the yarn as it is. And it has this nice color blocks in the pattern that it creates, which I love. It's a nice pattern. It's a very easy pattern, and I'm loving it. So let me show you the yarn I'm using first. So I'm using Moya yarns. I'm bending over, I hope you can hear. Okay, so this is all Moya yarns, Moya shimmer. Moya is a South African yarn. Shimmer is the type of yarn. Fiber content of 50% cotton, 50% bamboo, and I'm using this 3 colors. So I'm using, okay, let me show you the label first. Moya shimmer. So on here is 50 grams, 125 meters for a 50 gram ball of yarn. This is in the color Radiance. And then I have the color Glint. And then Desert Sand, which is a more muted radiance, if I can call it like that, almost also with a hint of green, like green undertones. All right, so this is the 3 yarns I'm using, and I'm using that because I had that in my stash. So I'm trying to work through my through my yarns and not trying to buy any yarns. All right, so let me show you what I'm doing. So the pattern, it has 4 blocks. Hello, Katie. Hello. Katie is here. She hasn't visited us for, I think, the past 3 or 2 podcasts. Come. 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 Come say hi. Say hi, everyone. Say hi, everyone. Say hi. All right, so. Oh yes, that's what I was busy to tell you. So it has 4 blocks, a left side front, a right side front, and now I'm using my left side on my right side. Oh goody. Right side front, left side front, and then right back panel and a left panel at the back. So I am knitting 2 panels at the same time. So this is now, let me just see, the left front panel and the right front panel. So I'm doing 2 panels at the same time. Yeah. So it's basically a throw over top. So then you connect the panels in the middle, have a neckline, and connect at the shoulders, connect at the back, and then you still also knit front bottom panels, front bottom and back bottom panels when you connected the 2 panels at the front and at the back. And then it's a nice, easy, flowy type of throw over for summer, which I think is really lovely. I'm still contemplating if I'm loving the desert sand or not. I think you can see here, it's like a green undertone. But I'm rolling with it now. We'll see how it pans out. I love the radiance color. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, so yeah, so I'm doing 2 panels at the same time, which I think is a great idea. And yes, so this one you have to knit, and then when you turn, you have to pull to get the stockinette at the front. Alrighty, and that is my knitting whips. So for my spinning whips, I have fiber on my spinning wheel. I have started with the rose colorway from Annelie Unraveled that I bought from her a while ago. And so I started spinning some of the fiber last week Sunday, and yeah, I'm really, really loving the process of that. So I'll put a picture in here to show you how that is currently coming out. It's nice pinks. I'm looking at my spinning wheel there, and some greens. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. I'm really loving it. I don't want to take it now off the spinning wheel because there's fiber hanging on the side there. I probably can do it, but I'm not going to do it. Yeah, so that is my last whip, which I'm loving. That is a superwash merino fiber that I'm spinning up, and the colorway is really beautiful. Okie dokie, so that is all the project. So now I can show you what I bought. I have bought this beautiful pom-pom. It's a Toft pom-pom. From Natural Yarns. This is coming from Peru. It's 100% alpaca. The inner, I believe, at the central of the pom-pom is polyester, and you brush clean it only. And the reason I bought this pom-pom is, you remember I bought alpaca Here's the alpaca yarn. I bought this alpaca yarn when I was visiting the Karoo Winter Wool Festival, and I wanted to create something special. So I'm thinking that this yarn, this is coming from the HANDSPUN alpacas. Let me show you. There's a tag properly. So I want to create a beanie with this and then put this tassel on top, this pom-pom. What do you think? So this yarn is destined to become a beanie. Yeah. So tell me what you think. Alrighty. Okay, so let me just put this in here somewhere. I'll put it nicely back in a bit. All right, and then the other thing that came, which I couldn't wait for it to come, is my fiber box that I got from Annelie Unraveled. Annelie could see her. She only made 5 of these boxes, so I was so happy that I could snag up a box. And it came this week, and it is beautiful. So she always has these clues on her Instagram stories to give us an idea of what is the theme of the box. And I mean, I have really guessed everything. And she always, there's no way that you can get it right. I'm sure you cannot get the theme right. But anyway, so let me show you. So it's the box. Oh, I can't wait to put it on my spinning reel. Then she has this card that she says, thank you so much for your support. I hope that you will enjoy your box. And then she puts in brackets, I mean your holiday. So that's a hint there. And it comes with this beautiful stitch marker. A glass beaded stitch marker that is just gorgeous. And then I'm trying to find a place to put the stuff. Then there's this card. Special Vintage Peach Holiday. The September 2022 fiber box, beginner friendly techniques, Annelie Unraveled handmade tops. Isn't that just a gorgeous photo? So this is the theme of the box. And oh my goodness, when you are looking at the fiber, it is beautiful. So look at this box. Oh, it's awesome. So for each fiber type and colorway, she's giving them names. And I was thinking, she's just a master because, okay, let me show you the extras. So here is some extras with libello, glossy color and fruity flavor, peach shine, and then this peachy nut sweets. A full bag of that. So awesome. But I mean, let's just adore the fiber. So firstly, this fiber from Annelie Unraveled. Look at this. There is soft pinks in it, the browns and white, right? What do you think this will be? What do you think the name of this fiber will be? Just look at this, it's beautiful. So this is, the name of the colorway is Soda Float, right? I can just see Coca-Cola and ice cream on top. I used to drink that so much when I was smaller, when I was little. Now I'm craving that actually. It just looks like that. It's just gorgeous. Okay, so this is a superwash merino with stellino in it. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, I hope you can. It has this golden threads in the brown section. I hope you can see it. I really, really hope you can see it. It's so pretty. I'm loving it. This is gorgeous. Then, the other one. the other fiber. Just, oh my goodness, it's beautiful. I cannot get over this. She's brilliant with the names that she gives to this colorways. So look at that. It's got this soft blues, peachy, yellow, pinkish color with a little bit of bling in it. So this is roller skate. Isn't that just awesome? She's brilliant with the names. So this is roller skate. Sorry, I have fiber in my mouth now. It's a superwash merino and mohair, locks, and tencel. Oh my goodness. And it's so soft. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Yeah, so I'm thinking that once I'm done with the rose color, I still have 3/4 of that fiber left that I must spin. And then I've just spinned up merino so far. So it will be interesting for me to dive into, for instance, a merino mohair mix. Oh, it's beautiful. Yes, so this was just awesome to get this box. Absolutely lovely. Okay, let me just put everything back. But I think the sweets are gonna go now. I've shown it to you, now we can eat them. Alrighty, that's all the gifts. Okay, let me just make sure I've said everything I wanted to say. Oh, the one thing I want to maybe tell you is that I really enjoy your comments. The one comment I got in my previous video, I think it was episode 20, somebody commented, Naomi commented and said, you know, she enjoyed it and so forth, but she's got one question. How do you know which yarn thickness is suitable for a specific pattern? All right, and I thought I have to answer this here because she was not the first one that asked me that. And I thought, let me explain. Hopefully I give you a proper answer. If I haven't answered your question, please let me know. So the pattern will normally tell you, you will need fingering weight yarn or you will need double knit yarn. Most people know double knit yarn. And so it might feel a little bit strange for you to delve into another type of weight yarn when you are doing your patterns. But it's important to follow the guidelines of your pattern because especially if you are making a wearable item, you know, a top or socks, something that is going to be specific to sizing, it's important to follow the guidelines or what the pattern is saying. But also, you will get patterns that will say use a fingering weight yarn, and then the designer will include the yarn that she or he, whoever the designer is, used. So they will, for instance, say they have used, for argument's sake, Naughty Habits fingering weight yarn, where the fingering weight yarn was 100 grams skein, and for the 100 grams skein, it has 360 meterage of that on 100 grams of skein yarn. So it's important to know that fingering weight might be different types of lengths. It has a range. The range is not big. Let me maybe Google that. Let's see, what is the fingering weight yarn length per 100 grams? You see now, I'm not coming here prepared. Let's quickly see. If you Google these things, it's really available for you to fingering weight yarn. And for us, it can be everything between, you know, a 320 meters up until a 400 meters on 100 gram skein. 100 gram per skein. So there's a little bit of meterage leverage when we're talking about the fingering weight, for instance, but it's important that you try to choose a yarn as close to as the yarn that the designer, for instance, used. So say the designer used a 380 meter per 100 gram skein of yarn, then you want to get as close to the 380 meter per 100 gram meterage of yarn. So a 360 meter will be a close yarn for you to, for instance, use. Yeah, so it's very important to be guided by what the pattern is specifying and to get the same type of weight yarn that was used as what the designer used. All right, so I hope that assisted and answered the question, Naomi. And yeah, so it's you can see conversion charts on Google when you Google different yarn weights or different yarn weights, meterage per 100 gram or something like that, and then you will see those conversion charts and get more information in terms of the yarns that can be used. But definitely listen to what the designer is called for, what they are calling for in the pattern, and don't be scared to use anything else than another thing than double knit yarn that we all are so used to use. So double knit, there's nothing wrong with double knit yarn, but fingering weight yarn is also great. Lace weight yarn is also awesome. It all can be, used for different purposes. It depends on what you want to create. So I hope that answers your question. Okie dokie. Then I want to talk about the giveaways. Before we talk about the great gift we're going to give away in this episode. All right, so we had 3 gifts from the previous episode. The first one, the first one was this amazing knitting loops from Knotty Habit, which is this cord, which is hollow, that you can pop onto your knitting needles when you are trying to measure or fit your garments, for instance. Or you want to have the sleeves on hold while you're knitting your garment. This is awesome for knitters. And so Knitting Habit has this on their website. Thank you so much, Mrs. Knotty, for sponsoring this gift. And yeah, so this knitting loops is going to go to, and this time I came more prepared. I didn't have to remember things off the top of my head. I'm using my work phone now to check who won. This is Marissa H. So I'll place her comment on here. So yeah, Marissa, I hope that you will enjoy the knitting loops. I'm sure you will. And then just send me an email, please, to sales@madebyjalene.com and give me your contact number as well as your address so that I can courier this to you. All right, so congratulations. And then we all know that Stephen West, since I last spoke in the previous episode, has announced the mystery knit-along for his annual mystery knit-along, which will commence on the 6th of October. I'm so excited. So he started releasing videos last week, and giving clues. Twists and Turns is going to be the name of the make-along. And so what happens is within a 4 weeks time, he's giving a clue every week. You don't know what you're gonna make. It's it's gonna be a shawl, and you don't know how it's gonna look like. There's a beauty with regard to that. It might feel stressing or unknown to you if you want to know what you're going to make because you want to know if you're going to love it. But I would really suggest and challenge you to give it a go. You will learn so much. You will not know if you're going to do difficult stuff and then stress about it. in anticipation of the difficulties that is going to come. The beauty of the mystery knit along is that Stephen West has just this ability to make it so easy for you to enjoy the process. He's got great tutorials. He's an amazing teacher, and you don't even know it basically, and then you're doing German short rows and you're doing all these difficult techniques, and then you didn't know that you were going to do them, so you didn't anticipate or being worried about doing these difficult techniques, but you're just going along with it. So it's really a great way to learn things. Don't be scared. I started knitting last year in May. I started knitting socks, and then I delved into the mystery knit along, and I loved it. It was a great way. I did German short rows. I didn't even know it. And when I started my first jersey or my first sweater, I knew, oh my word, it was so easy. I did German short rows on my Shawlography. You know, then it just takes that stress, or I'm not able to do that, out of the equation. All right, so with that being said, the pattern, or the pre-sale of the pattern, is already out with the introduction of what you need, what will you need, what you will need, what size needles will you need, what yarn will you need. So there's already a few yarn dyers and yarn shops in our country, in South Africa, that has already put kits together, and I believe so all over our world, you know, all over. And yes, so you will need a main color of 200 grams, and then a nice contrasting color for another 200 grams, and then a pop color for 100 grams, all in fingering weight yarn. And the meterage per 100 gram is also specified in the make along. So just what I've explained now in terms of the type of yarn that you need to use, have a look at that, because it will give you a great indication of, you know, the type of fingering weight yarn you need to look at. So yeah, so that's so exciting. And then he also hinted that we are going to need a cable needle. Twists and turns. Cable needle. Cabling. Cable work. Twist stitches. I don't know. But it's going to be so exciting. I'm so excited. So I will be hosting a Zoom session starting on that first weekend after the 6th, continuously, maybe even some more, maybe even prior to that, maybe even the weekend before the 6th, maybe the 1st, 2nd, somewhere there, where we will just support each other and, you know, get along and say, what are you doing? How does your kit look like? How far are you? Support each other, cheer each other on. It's just a nice support group. So if you're interested, please pop me a message on my Instagram DMs, or you can send me a message on my email, to my email at sales@madebyjalene.com. We have a WhatsApp group currently, which is so busy. Everybody is just thinking about their colors and deciding, and then a new kit comes out somewhere else, and then it's like, oh my goodness, now I don't know if I want to do with that kit anymore. Everybody is changing their minds almost every day on that group. It's so funny. Yes, and then if you want to be added to that group, you're more than welcome. I'll send you the link to the WhatsApp group, and then but in that group also I will then try to give you details about the Zoom links for the coming up Cal. Yeah, so I'm very excited. All right, so for the last episode, I said I'm going to gift 2 patterns. I will give 2 patterns of the Stephen West make along, so that you can participate. And yeah, so thank you so much for everyone that commented on the video. It was so much fun. Let me get to that winners. So the first winner is Laura T. So Laura, congratulations. And then the second winner is Pull 2 Together. So Laura T and Pull 2 Together, you please need to send me an email to sales@madebyjalene.com. If you have a Ravelry name, send me your Ravelry name. Otherwise, send me your email address, which obviously I will have if you send me an email, so that I can gift you both a copy of the make along. So what will happen is you will get a file that is going to specify to you what you will need, and then as the hints are dropped every week, you will get an email. So you will not get the email now with all the details of the pattern and the pattern itself. It will come to you every week. All right, so congratulations. I hope that you will enjoy knitting along on the mystery make along for the Stephen West pattern, twists and turns. All right, but that is not all. I'm so excited. There's two things. I want you to assist me in deciding my kit that I'm going to use. So I was thinking, you will remember in my previous episodes, I wanted to dive into my stash. That was my intention. But the moment I realized last week that you will have to have 2 skeins of a color for the main color and 2 skeins of the contrasting color, I realized I don't have more than one skein of the same color in my stash. So I'm going to need to buy a kit. So that's what I'm going to do. But that is fun, right? So I have 3 kits that I'm absolutely loving. The first kit is it's all 3 kits are from Big Fox Yarns. They are here in South Africa. The first color is, I'm going to show you the pictures, is the Fox, purple clay, and then the B2 OHWD color. So it's like browns and this pop of red. So that will be kit number 1. Kit 1, I'll put the names here. The next kit is WF211202, the Fox colorway and faded khaki. That's my second kit, kit number 2. And then the third option is driftwood, fairy dust, and after party. So there's 3 kits, and I want you to please comment and tell me, what kit do you think I must choose? And then I'm going to record another episode in 2 weeks' time. So I'm going to then tell you what kit won, right? And so I will tell you that. But also, I have a collaboration with Big Fox Yarn to do a kit giveaway for the cow, for the mystery make along. It's so exciting. I'm so excited. So I'm going to put the photo here. So it's the silver lining colorway, deep blue sea, and then the pop of color is the cold mint. It's beautiful. So if you are interested to win this kit, so thank you so much to Big Fox Yarn for this amazing gift that we are collaborating on. You have to please tell me, what kit do you think I need to choose? Kit 1, kit 2, or kit 3? And then, so you have to specify those words in your comment, please. But if you want to win the kit for the make along from Big Fox Yarn, please comment with the word or the letters MKAL in your comment, so that you can maybe be a winner to win this amazing gift and kit from Big Fox Yarn if you're going to do the make along for the Stephen West shawl make along. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. All right. Yeah, and I think that's all the things. I don't know how long I've recorded. I can't see myself or anything. There's no, I stopped doing that. So let's see if this is another feature film. I think it's not. And but I want to thank you so much for watching and commenting and your support. It really means a lot to me. And so if you have enjoyed this video, please remember to comment and maybe participate in the giveaway, and then give the video a like, please. It does help me. And then also subscribe. That will be just awesome. You will make my day. And so I will see you in 2 weeks' time, announcing the winners of the winner of the kit, because that will give us 2 more weeks to dispatch the kit. Yes, and maybe I have to say that that will only be South African entries because courier costs are enormous for us. So I'm so sorry for our international viewers. I'm really, really sorry. But yeah, so that will be dispatched so that it can reach you before you need to start with a gal. So that's why I'm going to record in 2 weeks' time, which is a little bit closer than I normally do. So yes, so up until I see you again, have a lovely and blessed time, and then I'll see you next time. Bye.